All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. We are doing a live watch list right now. I know it may be a little bit out of place. It's supposed to be Thursday, the last week of watch list, but we were live today. Hello. They said that they wanted a live watch list, and I was like, you know what? I have a lot of ideas. I even made a workout video for the shoulder stuff for you guys, but we were talking about Biotech, and now we're getting ready for the Fed, so I'm going to have that breakdown even more in depth for you tomorrow. So I figured we might as well throw the Biotech watch list right now. So I am going to go over the keys, and we're going to do all of that. And this time, I am hoping that you have watched the past Biotech videos. It should not be anything new on this channel, but I'm telling you, I was even showing them on Instagram, bro. It's a lot. I have about 33 pages of raw data. I'm going to go over it with you guys live, and I'm hoping that you do something with it. We talked about a lot of things even today, and even in the crypto thing and the AI stuff, man, and it's crazy. You know, we talk about a lot of stuff here. It's on you to act on it, so I think this will be a good end-of-the-year video, one of them, and you'll definitely have somewhere to go in terms of plays. As far as plays, I only closed out of my Robinhood debit spreads today, so it wasn't that wild. We got a profit off of the free options and not anything too nuts. Remember, Powell is in play, and we got to talk about some of the other broader gambles from China to Europe to the Fed and all of that. So I have that, the keys, the plays, all that good stuff. What I need from you, a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, we're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/this. I can't find my own channel again. They play them. They do it. Oh, there it is. I had to scroll down to 5 days ago notification. There it is. It's beautiful. But we'll be live again, even for Jerome Powell. Hi, that's me. So even for Jerome Powell, you're going to want to be there. But like I'm saying, how we played out today, I mean, they were talking to me live, and now we ended up live here again. And so I got a couple of things to go over. But before I do that, my people on the recap, we're going to have a lot of things to cover. And if you guys are here live, when we do get to the Biotech section, since we have so many names, I mean, if one of them interests you, feel free to break off from the chat and start researching it, and maybe by the time we get like 10 other pages in, you'll be able to have some info. But what's going on, baby? Good evening. How y'all feeling, man? Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know if all of you wanted the live watch list, but they were all I remember as I was ending the live stream. They said live watch list. So they said, what's up? I see Star, Tim, Artemis, whoa, Dago, Joe, there you go, Ansel, there's the chat, they waking up. What up, Persia? What up, Mr. Stylist? How you doing, Uncle Terry? What's going on, Lancer? What up, man? How you doing, Frank? What up, Laurie? Matthew Orman, Lauren, AC, Gross State, Eric, Cap, good evening, baby. Are you ready? I got him post-workout and everything. Brian Fierros, baby, how we living? What up, JJ? How we doing, Ernest? What up, man? What up, Dr. James Cash? How we doing, baby? So, I hope you guys are ready. I hope you do something. Oh, what up, Bo? How we living, baby? I hope you do something with it, man. We're going to have a good one here today. So, that being said, let's get right into it. And here's the deal. Since I knew some of you would want it, I have posted it right here. If you go to the second or like third link in the description, there is a Google Docs link. It will take you to today's keys and everything. So if you want the keys in writing, or you want all of this raw data, you can follow along and go over it. I left you a little message there to follow me and all of that, but let's get right into it. Maybe we could go over it once we get into it. But that being said, first key, we got to talk a little bit broadly about the market. And I want you to think broadly here because remember, up until Powell, nothing is going to change. Even after Powell, if it plays out how we're expecting, you're probably not going to get much. And the real main themes, the real main trades, it is U.S. exceptionalism and pretty much what happens with the bonds. U.S. exceptionalists, the Trump trade, the strong dollar, everything from oil down, bonds down, banks up, crypto up. These are all part of those trades. Again, for now, strong dollar helping things out. Eventually, it's going to have a negative effect, but surprisingly enough, it's going to be there. And that's what I'm going to do after we go over all the biotechs. I just got a bunch of charts, so I don't know. I have a lot of charts to actually show you, man. There's so many things, and this is why, because end of the year, I really want you guys thinking broadly, and I want you thinking about next year and even what we're going to talk about before we get into the biotech stuff. Very simply, start thinking about the next move. So if you don't know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about here, it's like you got to understand where we're going in the short term, but it's already been a couple of months now, and now before you know it, man, you are about to enter a new year with a lot of other things, and there's going to be a couple of plays at hand that you got to be looking at. So exceptionalist bonds till the end of the year, none of that's really going to change. And really what I mean by the bonds, again, 4.55% anytime the 10-year long end of the curve goes up, I think the rally is going to slow down. Anytime bond yields come down, I think you're practically going to hit a new high, and then you're going to play that back and forth like you have been doing already for about a month and a half. So I don't think any of this is going to change. The only thing I could admit to you, after all of the data, looking at Bitcoin and like absolutely everything, I will admit to you, it is very odd that the Fed is cutting rates again in 2 days. Okay? Like I do literally. So on Wednesday, they're going to cut rates again. And even though we're expecting a hawkish pause, it's kind of wild. Again, what you are getting is literally they're going to lower interest rates, technically ease financial conditions, and then after that, they're going to say, hey, even though we did that right now, actually, let me pop quiz. How many rate cuts are priced in right now for 2025? 5, 4, 3, 2. You're actually on like a 3-second delay. So 3, 2, 1. There you go. Wow. Look at the chat. 4, 3, 2. It's like you guys planned that. So you guys are all right, but the answer is 2. So everyone gets a participation trophy because that's how the bonds have changed over the last couple of months. Eventually, it was at 4 prior to all of these cuts. Then you got the first 50 basis point cut, and then we started pricing in 3. The dot plot was at 3 rate cuts for 2025. And then now, after we get this cut on Wednesday, technically, the Fed futures are only pricing in 2 rate cuts for 2025. So they're saying you get 1 rate cut in 2 days and then only 2 more rate cuts for the whole entire year of 2025. So that's the front loading, call it whatever you want, but hopefully you see where it's at. And that's where I'm like, that's the game plan, and I do think it's kind of weird. So their game plan is, hey, we'll give them the cut. I don't know why. Again, everything is up. The only thing that is not, that's the funny part, because the only thing that is not going crazy right now is real estate. I don't know if you guys are aware. So it's funny because like Bitcoin's going crazy. Stocks are going crazy. Oh, we're worried about inflation, the tariffs. But like meanwhile, do you guys realize like real estate data is still not generally exciting and going nuts, both in price and volume. So that's highly interest rate sensitive as well. So that's the only weird part out of all of this, but when it's all said and done, given the fact we are expecting a rate cut on Wednesday and then a hawkish pause in the dot plot and the bond futures are already pricing in of not a lot of rate cuts for next year, do you see why I'm saying nothing is really going to change? So even if Powell is hawkish, the market is already priced in for that. If Powell is more dovish, you have a more likelihood of getting a bullish surprise, as weird as that may sound. So other than that, you play into the election. We see where the anticipation goes. All trades are pretty much practically going to be the same. And now you just got to be a little bit patient, and welcome to the holidays. So that's key number 1. The second key, this is something I was talking about today, and it kind of relates to pretty pictures here. So I actually have a lot. Do you guys want me to run through all of the pretty pictures? Maybe I'll run through it because then it could show a lot of things, and then we will jump back to this because like I'm saying, I mean, micro, there's not really much to talk about. I'm telling you, if you want me to talk about, tomorrow, it's like everything is just hyping up that, but like when it's all said and done, the broader factors, the bonds, the pricing in, unless we get a black swan, unless something happens in China or Europe, we're not really expecting much. Now, let's go back. I don't know if you guys like this. It takes a long time, but I liked yesterday's watch list. You tell me, even recap guys, you let me know. I'm down to like start off every watch list with like 5 to 10 minutes of charts because like random stuff everywhere. Just I'm going to get you information from all over because the first one is this. This is China bonds. And this is going to relate to what I'm talking about, but I keep buying China. I'm not getting too crazy of exposure, but like at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of noise in China. People are scared of it, but like liquidity. That's the whole fact of the matter is Chinese bond yields are dropping. We talked about this briefly, but dude, this thing is wild and people have many interpretations of it, but I'm just saying, like, I brought this up today on stream. Let me ask you this. If you saw the 10-year bonds in America from December to today go down from 2.6 to 1.7, and then in like 1 month go from 2.1 to 1.7, what would you be doing? Like as an American. So if this was your long-term 10-year bond, like what would you be doing? You might panic a little bit, but in a market where Fartcoin is at 800 million market cap, what would you do? What would you guys be doing? You guys are all liars. You guys all saying you're going to sell. Dude, would be buying. Most people. You would be saying, oh my gosh, rates are going to zero. It would be a bad sign. It's still always when rates go down, you're trying to spur liquidity. But think about that. In a lot of other places, I mean, I think the degenerates would be going crazy. So the point is, this is pure liquidity. And China, like a lot of people are doubting the stimulus in China, but all signs, like I showed you on that chart yesterday, the financial conditions, it's literally getting to the point of just, I don't care what you think about it. Yeah, Xi Jinping could mess it up. There's still there still could be more downside to it, but eventually, if this trajectory keeps going, these rates have never been this low. The easiest financial conditions in China in the last 20 years. Call it what you want, but just like you guys have seen a wall of liquidity drive things up, I really think China is going to have that moment at some point. And so this is what I was talking about. We're going to tie it into the trade, but let me bounce around to another chart. Let's talk a little bit about today and this one, because remember I brought this up. This is the market breadth. So literally the SPY is up, but the amount of like advancing and declining stocks is getting worse. This is something I brought up to you guys yesterday. Another chart that I could show you is that chart continued. So you guys remember the whole value index having its worst 10 days in history? Yeah, it went down again today. So it's 11 days now. The worst value decline in history. Breadth is awful. It means only there's a couple of stocks going up. It's literally about 31% of the SPY is going higher. And the other, 59% or 69% is going to a new low or going lower. And it's not advancing. And that's what they mean by market breadth. So this is crazy. And are you ready for this one? This one's wild. Are you ready for this chart? So if you look at the advancing and declining, you've had the most consecutive down days, this 11 days in a row. The last time this happened, it was 12 days, and that was 9/11. So 9/11, 2001 was the last time you have had, literally, there was other times in history where it was 8 days down in a row. But again, like I'm saying, you're at 11. Tomorrow would be, if tomorrow value, and if you watch the breadth decline and you don't get like a broader rally, then it would be the biggest decline, advancing or advance versus decline since 2001, 9/11, literally, and that's when Wall Street got shut down. So very, very wild. So those are some of the charts. I mean, here's another fun one. Just it's in order. I don't know how new this is. There wasn't a community note, but I think this was a drone that landed in New York, or it crashed somewhere. But they said that this one was from a private company. So even John Kirby said something on it. Again, Trump said it's ours. He said he's not worried about it. Again, that theory of radiation, people have been talking about that. And now this picture, I was like, interesting. So there was that one. And then now this one is just for the currencies. Yeah. Well, there's another one. First, is it this one? Brazilian real, lowest in history against the dollar. Canadian, about to break lowest in history against the dollar. Again, this dollar wrecking ball, bro, left and right, it is taking names. It hasn't caused a negative effect yet. But again, this could be why we're getting the value declines. Maybe a lot of these stocks declining in value, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a portion of their revenue overseas and got to convert back to dollars. So that's very wild. But the fact of the matter is, the dollar trade and what you're seeing, it's wild. And then meanwhile, cocoa, watch Starbucks. But this one kind of stood out to me on the last month. You've literally had cocoa go up just under 100%. And now it's hitting a record high once again. So, hi, chocolate. Welcome to Christmas. And I think that's it. I already showed you that. So I am cashed out of pictures for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe we incorporate a lot more of those. Yeah, I got to go through. Look at all these pictures, bro. Wow. But now let's bring it back because like I started with China because like I've been saying, I like the China-Europe dynamic coming into next year. So if you want to look at something coming into next year, this does not mean you ignore the United States of America. That's the whole point. We already have 95% of our portfolio or whatever in America, for the long term, but even most of the trades that we make are domestic, right? So I'm not saying that you ignore America. What I am trying to tell you is know what's for dessert. So that's it. If you really haven't realized the Trump trade, if you were early, Bitcoin, banks, whatever you want to call it, you made a bag. Even on the Russell, this is that big trade. You ride the dollar, you ride the exceptionalist trade. I'm not telling you to ignore it, but I am saying what comes next. And that's where I want you to have that foresight to start looking ahead because the next thing, it's going to be China and Europe. So guess what? I'm not saying it's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, but I will bet your bottom dollar that at some point after we get over talking about the dollar or maybe the dollar turns sour and maybe America's done ripping and then it starts to find its home and level out, then you're going to watch other dynamics play out. So what I am expecting, more or less, I think America doing very well, it is essentially going to bring down China and Europe. I'm showing you all these currencies. We're talking about a strong dollar. I urge you, go watch the watch list before the election. Do you guys remember me telling you how all of these European countries their currencies are going to start moving in response to Donald Trump? So it's doing it, but at like a crazy gasoline level where it's just been lit on fire and going a little bit more aggressively, but that's exactly what we have been getting. And this is what I'm saying. Exceptionalist trade is going to do good. If you're already in it, you keep riding it. You may be able to get a couple more plays here and there, but fact of the matter is there's going to be a limit. America brings down Europe and China. They underperform while America does good, exceptionalist. And then after the anticipation, once we get a little bit more reality, you got to think about it. This is what I'm saying. Right now, people are saying Europe and China are ugly. And guess what? They are. They both have their unique challenges and they're doing bad. But dude, newsflash, you weaken the currency by a ton and then you lower the rates and make conditions easier. Eventually, that's going to turn around once America eases off the pedal with the dollar. Does it make sense? Like, really, really think about it. You've seen this before in 2022. Think about 2022 when Meta and all those names started dropping. And remember, our conditions were tightening. You saw that happen. Those currencies got really low and the rates were going all over the place. But that's what opened up the door for that kind of a little mini recovery if you think about it. So all I'm saying is that there will be a period where we outperform, but eventually all of the things that make Europe bad, it's turning into liquidity and stimulus. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to take some time, but the whole point is, and I'm not the only one looking for this. People are looking out for this. Once America rally stops, the next trade is going to be something overseas, and as the dollar calms down, you're going to watch what these guys did to stimulate, and then we go from there. Again, China, Europe, and who knows who emerges from all of it, not to mention policy, trade, and then all the other stuff that we're dealing with. So once America's done ripping, man, somebody else's turn, and this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm not saying ignore the current trade. We were ahead of it. I told you guys how to position for it, and you ride that, but I'm telling you what the next move is going to be. The point is, we're riding the train. You're riding the strong dollar train, but it's going to get off at one of these earnings, and these companies are going to be like, oh my God, the dollar is strong. Our profits, it's strong. And then after that point, 6 months, 3 months, however much is stimulus in China, Europe, whatever, we see what they do on our dollar pullback, and then we see where the markets and everything else drive us from there. So, yeah, hope you guys are ready for next year. But in the short run, we ride in this dollar trade exceptionalist, and that's what I'm saying. Until there's a black swan, or if there's a black swan, then you better start thinking about next year, homie, and just start getting ready for all of that. So that being said, those are the main plays or the main keys. Now all I have for the plays is the biotech. So like I'm saying, I have a list. This is about 32 Google pages. If you guys go to the second link or the third link, there's a Google doc, but I'm going to be looking at some of these, whether I'm on stream or not, at the end of this week. If you guys like any, you could watch it. Now, before I get into that, this is the message I left you if you click on the Google doc. Get a long-term, save 10%, follow me on Twitter, Real Cult News. I've posted a lot of this, and somebody was giving me crap for it today, but I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I want you to realize I am a religious nut job. This is not a church because I am a mess and I don't claim any holier than thou. So you have to learn from a nut job or go home. There's no in between. You either go for better or worse or go wherever you want, and you are going to be the best version of yourself or the diabolical version of yourself. We have a high standard here. I'm going to push the crap out of you guys next year, and I expect a lot. If I make these watch lists, I expect you to review them. I'm not going to waste any more time with a lot of things. This video that we're going in today, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about biotechs, and it's very simple. I have made probably 4 or 5 very important biotechs, not to mention very, very big plays on biotechs. At the same time, I also have blatantly and unshamelessly, transparently have told you, last 2 years, my biotech luck has really run out. I hit like Rita and a couple of others. It feels like so long ago. It was kind of recent, but I've also lost a lot on biotechs. I've had crazy plays. I have no shame in any of that. You could waste time reminding me of it if you would like or not. The point I'm saying, these are all very risky. You could go watch all of this stuff documented, good and bad, and watch the other tutorials, but I'm not going to waste this time going over what you should be looking for. So if you watch it, I'll try my best to have you be able to tag along. If not, your responsibility, and go complain to YouTube or find it through my channel, all the biotech tutorials, or go learn this from somewhere else. But what I'm trying to tell you by putting this link here, you have all of this raw data. So this is a calendar from tomorrow to January 10th, and it outlines all of the catalysts. So right here, it's going to tell you the date. This is going to tell you the drug name that is being worked on, and then this is going to tell you who it is. So the ticker is right there, Ionis, LXRX, US. If it has US at the end, that's the stock. If it doesn't have US, that's foreign. If it doesn't even have like any, it'll be like numbers. That will probably be Hong Kong, Asian stock, or a private stock, and that's it. And then it'll tell you who's partnered on it, and then the event. The regulatory decision, phase 2, phase 1, phase 3. Again, like I'm saying, go watch the other videos. You'll understand what's important. PDUFA, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 3 is obviously the most important, but it's more complex than that. It just depends on what drug is important, how big the market is, and then literally the value of the company and what they are truly working on and how important it is. There's so many things that you could get out of it. So I would look for the PDUFAs, or I would look for the phase 3s, but like I'm saying, you could get all sorts of moves with any of these. So that being said, here is everything that you got to be looking for. December 18th, Ionis. This is in what, like 2 days? I think so. Hold on, it's not showing me my calendar. Yeah, so this will be Wednesday. That will be the soonest one. So they have a regulatory decision, PDUFA for Olarezion. This is familiar chylomicremia syndrome, FCS. So, like I'm saying, go look at. I'm gonna go through the list. I'll go through the U.S. companies, but it's really hard to determine which one is gonna be which. But like I'm saying, some of these, if it's a drug like lately, diabetes, anything having to do with like obesity, diabetes, cancer drugs are actually really, really popular. Anything related to Alzheimer's. What's the other one? Oh, man. There's another, and these are all recent, but these are the ones that I'm missing one more, but there is some recent ones that it don't matter if they're phase 1, 2, or 3. These guys are if they have any good data, you'll at least get a 40, 50% pop. But again, if you were going to play any biotechs, you are either going to make a killing or lose all of your money. Literally, you'll lose like 50%, 70% in one day if there's bad data, and then vice versa if there's actually good data. So keep that in mind. But the ones in the U.S., literally Wednesday, Ionis, you guys may have heard about that one. And then the next one is going to be December 19th, LXRX. It's a PDUFA for sotagliflozin adjunct insulin therapy for glycemic control in adults with diabetes. This one could be interesting. So let me go through this one real quick. I'll show you what I would do. But I would, if I was really going to make a play, I would get the calendar. And then I think we played LXRX before. But then I would just make sure that all of it like checked out. And I would go look at the addressable market and see where they're at. But this one's related to diabetes. It looks like they've been bad. It's a cheaper play, but again, I don't care if it's 70 cents. You could still lose half of your money. Again, this thing was just at $2. This could be an interesting one. So maybe someone look into this. We'll come back to that. But LXRX, again, and then some of these they may have already reported. So that is something that you have to watch out for. Sometimes this list, and this is where after LXRX, what do you guys noticed about the list? It'll give you some of them. It'll give you a date. But after we get through the end of the month, a lot of these names, they say during December 2024. So do you get it? That's the whole point, is that some of these drug events, they are scheduled, and that's where you could go through this list and find it. You see what I'm saying? But at some point, some of them on their earnings, they have guided plans. Oh, I don't have the document up. So what I'm showing you here on the date, after you like get to the end of the month, the other literally 29 pages, it just says like Q4 2022 or 2024 or during Q4. So that means they don't have a designated date, or you got to double check. Don't take this list as guaranteed. Sometimes they go earlier or later, but the point is, it's not that they're priced in. It's that how some of these biotech plays will work, they will just say, we expect data results fourth quarter. They'll give you a quarter, but they won't tell you the date. They don't have to. The list is the third link in the description of this video. It's a Google Doc. So that's the whole point here, is that after I go through the ones with designated dates, these are ones from now till the end of the year, no matter if I'm on stream or not, you can go and see literally event this day, maybe a day or two or the before. Sometimes it could be past due. This is not a guarantee. Some of you have learned after all of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just because it says a date here, even if they announce a date, sometimes it goes past due. People don't like it, but it could happen. So the whole general idea, after you go through the dates, any of these other ones, you're just betting from now until the end of the year. So does this make sense why I'm showing you guys this today, when yesterday I was telling you guys how by the end of the year, you may just get random biotechs? Because look how many names from last quarter till today have some sort of calendar that they say either during fourth quarter or second half of 2024. That's all of these names right here. Again, TNXP, that's one. I sold out of that one today. That one went green. Oh my gosh, that's why it's going up today probably. Oh shit. But yeah, TNXP, I sold out of that one today. I sold out for a loss, but then it went green. So yeah, but do you guys get what I'm saying? So like straight up, not all of these are American, but I bet you could find like at least one play a day for the next till now, till the end of the year. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you're going to complain to me about anything, like, you're probably really lazy. I'm not going to do all of this for you. Like I'm telling you, all this is simply, like, this is raw data. Other people will charge you for it. Again, it's harder to get, but this is organized very, very nice with all the data, what phase, the damn date, and everything. So I don't know. I don't know what you need from me at that point. So like I said, I'll go through these quickly for the ones in the U.S., and you could just write all of these down. But every single one of these, you're going to get, look at, I'm still scrolling. My goodness, this is a lot. So LXRX, and then again, after that, next week, that's foreign, SLNO, treatment for Prader-Willi syndrome, if any of you guys know about that. But SLNO, that'll be December 26th. Checkpoint and TGTX, PDUFA. So that'll be just literally right after Christmas. BGNE, they have a PDUFA for gastric, gastroesophageal junction adenocarcinoma. I don't know. I might have to look into that. Anything gastro, anything reminds me of the obesity drugs. So BGNE, I don't know. I feel like people like that. That one seems like a pump play. But December 27th, Bristol Myers. So here's the thing. This is what sucks about it. The big companies, if it's a really big drug, like a really big PDUFA, phase 3, they've been working on it for years, these will move this stock. But if it's like a random ass PDUFA or like something smaller, or they're even like partnering, like this one, they're partnering with the Japanese company, those ones aren't going to like really move you too much. So sometimes the big established companies, those aren't the ones that go hundreds of %. It's the drugs that are make it or break it. Again, make it or break it strategy is part of the biotech videos. So I hope you guys look into that. But that's BMY. That's going to be right after Christmas. Then Nibix, they got 2, December 28th and 29th. 2 PDUFAs. It's probably, adults and pediatric for crisanorfront NDA, classic congenital adrenal hyperplasia. So again, if the drug is not big, a PDUFA could be good, but realistically, a phase 3 would be more important alongside, again, a drug that has a big addressable base. So again, I don't know what, let me just show you this as an example. Again, I'm really, you see, I have a habit of doing too much work for you. I want you guys to go through all this list and research them going against the old videos, but I'm curious. What the hell is classic congenital adrenal hyperplasia? How many? And that's you know what the cool part about AI is right now? You guys could use like AI or Grok or ChatGPT, whatever. I'm just using damn Google to like get you some of these answers and double check it if it ever seems too good to be true. But here's the answer. Because I'm like, how many people get affected by classical congenital adrenal hyperplasia, right? 1 in 10,000 to 15,000. So, but I'm like, how many like total people? Like 4, is it 4? Yeah, so, man, how many? It always says 1 in every whatever. I want the total number affected. And this is for kids, it seems like. So this is for infants. But so this is the whole point. I know, again, I'm just as bad as these healthcare executives, but I mean, difference is, again, I'm not a CEO and I don't get paid hundreds of millions of dollars, if you didn't know. But the whole point is, if it's a bigger addressable market, the more valuable that PDUFA or drug approval will be. If it affects a lot of people and that medicine can cure a wider audience, that's going to make more money than not. And that's the general rule of thumb for what drives some of these. Or again, even if it's a small amount of people, if it's a surgery that is like borderline life-saving and necessary, and then again, it's the holy grail of medicine for whatever it cures. So, yeah, how big is the problem that the drug solves? Said quite simply, exactly. So, again, Nibix, that'll be December 29th. And then during 2024, BG&E, they have another deferred PDUFA. What's this? That's Hong Kong, KR. So, yeah, then that's it. After that, so realistically, LXRX, Ionis, SLNO, Checkpoint, BG&E, Bristol Myers, Nibix, BG&E, Those are the only ones with dates from now until the end of December. Everything else, you're going to wake up or random ass, or maybe it gets delayed, but you could expect them randomly between now and the end of the year. The other ones, you could generally put a time frame to them. LXRX came out today, or LR? Which one are you talking about? Or you just tweaking out? I'm assuming you mean LXRX. Or are you talking SLNO? But yeah, some of them might have already came out. They may even come out ahead of schedule. So that being said, though, now after that, during 2024, phase 2 top line, human abuse potential. So TRVI, I don't know what that's for. Haduvio, I don't know what human abuse potential is. It's not telling me the drug. Let's see, Afflebody, ALMS, during 2024, phase 1, healthy volunteer data. So again, this one's not giving me much data on there, so you'll have to look into that one. OCS during December 24, top line acuity readout, optic neuritis. Where's my eye doctor? Cam, you tell me, but some of these optic ones are actually pretty good. Some of the eye, again, we did the wet AMD ones before, but I'll look into that. But Oculus, again, phase 2 acuity. There was another acuity trial, actually. I feel like this one moved before. There's another acuity trial. Yeah, I think they did good. No, these guys killed it. So look, this one's going to move a shit ton. I already know because they already had the ugly pin. It's brand new. This stock is going to go up to like probably what? I'd say it's going to go up to $40, or this will be a $2 stock by like February. I no, not a recommendation, but that's what that gives me. You know why? I have to look into it. I'm eyeballing this, but usually I could tell. I feel like I have familiarity with an acuity trial. But the whole point and why I'm saying that is because this is probably a phase 2 drug. They probably don't have anything else in their pipeline. If this thing's groundbreaking, they're going to make a ton of money and be able to sell it, monetize it. If not, they're going to fail, and then you're going to have to wait another year and a half for literally for phase 3, or we find out if this trial gets discontinued or not. You see what I'm saying? So let me double check. OCS, I bet you I'm right. Pipeline, yeah, literally. They only have 2 other drugs. So they have optic neuritis. That's the one that we're expecting. And then they have one phase 3 drug. And then they have another one for dry eye in phase 2. And they have no other drugs that are out already. So yeah, and then they have 2 approvals. They have an NDA next year and then the phase 2 acuity trial. So exactly. That one's going to move a ton. But you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm making it simple. I'm expecting you guys to go watch my old videos or damn go learn this yourself, but it's a gamble. That's not. All this is very educated gambling, but all you're doing now is you could only get an edge if you know how to play them and if you know a little bit more about medicine, but even no matter what you know, it's all a roll of the dice of the FDA. That's all it is, but it's just playing coupons. The FDA, value or not, value is going to change overnight. If you're positioned or you're in the right way, you're good to go. Most of these don't have options, and you don't even want to play options on these. Usually the options are overpriced. If you can play an option and it's cheap, then do it if you can't get anything cheap on shares. But remember, you are taking a major risk going after any of these. But yeah, Oculus, that one's going to move a lot. So watch out for that. That could be any time during the end of the year if they haven't done it already. Let's see, CRNX during 24 regulatory approval. So this is just a regulatory decision. They probably already have a pipeline. Look into that one. Singulate, CING, final study, phase unknown, attention, ADHD. Oh, dude, didn't we see this one? This was ADD with something else. Oh, no, this one sounds familiar, but I think they did a split. The stock looks like crap. But look into that one. CING, that'll be one point at the end of the year. EWTX, top line phase 2, adults with Becker's disease. That sounds familiar. I don't know the addressable market. EWTX. Again, sometimes if you just look at the stocks, I mean, their charts will tell you a lot if you've traded a lot. So yeah, this one looks, they probably have more, if they've been around for more than a couple of years. So yeah, they probably don't have a deep pipeline. It's a brand new company. They died. They're coming up. They probably did really bad. Now pipeline's looking good, or they had a good trial and now they're moving forward. Or they probably announced data, but last update was there in October. So again, EWTX, again, Becker's disease. Look into that if you can. Oh, they reported data today. No way. Is that why it's up 20%? Yeah. Well, there you go. Never mind. So, yeah. So that one, I think they probably had their data today. Let's see. What is during second half 24? That's what that means. H2 is second half. So the funny part is either during quarter 4 or second half of 2024. Those mean the exact same thing. Do you see why I'm telling you guys this video right now? It's because both of those timelines are converging now. Second half of 24 is 2 weeks. Fourth quarter 24 is 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? So they're all converging right now. That's why I'm saying end of the year, you're going to get a bunch of these. So, yeah, literally, edgewise 14 hours ago, positive top-line results from phase 2, so Becker's disease. So, literally, this is what I'm saying. This is how they're going to play out. This one, again, it moved 20%. It just all depends on what it is. So, there's that one. But that's why I'm saying this list, some of them may have already reported or not. You got to go through it, but we'll speed this one up a little bit. NVCR, they got phase. Again, that one, we have that play. So, remember, we had another flip on that one from the buyout stuff. I don't know if they moved up their trial or if this one already had it. Court Therapeutics, FDMT, XLRP. What is that, a crypto? Initial phase 1, phase 2. So if this is a new drug, that one could be very, very good. Again, phase 1, phase 2. You could always survive from it, but make it or break it. They probably have had bad news. Again, if it's new, you're going to have a problem. Yeah, they've been around for a little bit. They were actually doing really good. They probably did very, very bad on a drug trial to do that. So we'll see. Let's see. Court, FDMT, cattle. So NVCR, I don't know if this is another one, though. They may have two. No, pancreatic cancer, we had that one already. Yeah, that was already December. So like I'm saying, some of these, you might have to go through all of them. If they already had data, you probably have seen the stock already move. But other than that, these ones are still fresh, I believe, at the top. But again, some of these, though, still haven't reported. That's where the money's going to be at. I'm just telling you, if you go through this list, there's going to be 1 or 2 names on here that have yet to have data, and they meet this 2-week window, and you at the very least know there's going to be a catalyst. You know what I'm saying? So Amgen, where is it? ANEB, that's going to be generalized psoriasis. VRPX, submit NDA. Again, look for the phase 1s or the phase 3s. Make it or break it. Again, if it's smaller and it's getting a PDUFA, PDUFA's got to be for something with a bigger market that's addressable. The list is the 3rd link in the description. ONCT, muscle atrophy and weakness. Oh, muscular dystrophy is another big one as of lately. Mankind, phase 1, phase 2, inhaled diabetes. This one, I did not know they made that. Did this one already have data? Oh, yeah. I saw this one the other day. No, it came out 15. These all came out today, bro. So this one had the data, but it didn't do shit. I want to watch this one, though. I saw that. It's a diabetes inhaler. I actually saw that the other day. So, yeah, look at this one 15 hours ago. So some of these during Q4, that's literally the 3rd one that we've looked at that has already came back up. But that's Mankind, IKT, Parkinson's. That could be a big one. Again, anything with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. This one's up 4%. I don't know if this one came. This one actually could be a good one. But I hate it when it already runs up, because that's how you get clap. Ooh. I don't think it has anything. See, so this could be one to watch. I need to look into it a little bit more, but what's the whole idea? I don't care what happens. You guys got to realize, oh, they terminated their at-the-money agreement. That's why it popped up. Yeah, so the whole point is, this one, you guys got to realize, it's not like Parkinson's isn't, it's a big drug. If you could have good Parkinson's, that would be like, if you can find a cure for that, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But most people haven't. I don't have anything up. This is the stock right here. They're on the list, and they don't have any news. So this one, where was it? IKT, top line phase 2 Parkinson's. But this is how it works. If the phase 2 trial does good, this stock is going to go crazy, even if they don't cure Parkinson's. Why? Because then everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, this new drug now has positive data, phase 1, phase 2. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the play. But after that, and when it comes to fruition, that's it. You just don't go crazy. It smells like something's on fire. Is there a fire? Uh-oh. It kind of smells like my house is on fire. I might have to go check that. What's the... Oh, yeah, let me see if they have anything in their pipeline. Yeah, I think my house is on fire. I smell a fire flame. Fireman. Fireman. You could light it. Hold on. I want to check this, and then I'll go check if my house is on fire. Oh, wow. They have a... Oh, wow. This company has failed for 10 years, though. Jeez. See, that's the problem. I hate these ones. Because sometimes they do good, but these guys are, like, low-key. They have been doing... What is this? Yeah, they've been doing Parkinson's shit for a long-ass time. And then they were working on hepatitis 10 years ago. So, yeah, this company has been around longer than some of you. And they've just been failing and just raising money on the market. It's like a weird biotech MSTR. All right, let me see, though. Let me see if my house is on fire. Is there anything I could play you? I don't know how it... Do I have any cool Twitter videos to show you? No, I don't have anything to show you, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll let you watch a clip of MSTR guy.
So what do you say to people who say, well, it's just it's a Ponzi scheme, because every time Bitcoin goes up, you issue more equity and debt to buy more Bitcoin. It just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, just like developers in Manhattan, every time Manhattan real estate goes up in value, they issue more debt to develop more real estate. That's why your buildings are so tall in New York City. It's been going on for 350 years. I would call it an economy.
Fair. So what do you say to people who say, well, it's just it's a Ponzi scheme, because every time Bitcoin goes up, you issue more equity and debt to buy more Bitcoin. It just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, just like developers in Manhattan, every time Manhattan real estate goes up in value, they issue more debt to develop more real estate. That's why your buildings are so tall in New York City. It's been going on for 350 years. I would call it an economy.
You just compared Bitcoin to a house. I'll take it. I'll take it. But that being said, where were we? My house is not on fire. I have a window open, and I think somebody's cooking. It's a cookout. It smells good, though. It smells like smoky. I was like, oh, crap. But that being said, like I said, that one drug, I like the Parkinson's ones. If they do good, they get hype. But when it's all said and done, if that company has a really bad history, may not be too good. Ascend, we played this one last year. Ascend, cytokinesis, this was the one that we hit last year. This one went 150%. And then they had like the buyout, and then they went back down. So they're going to have a regulatory filing. Again, RXRX, you guys like that one with NVIDIA. I don't know. I feel like they had data the other day, but it says they have a phase 2-3. That will actually be important. IMCR, ALLO, ONCT, AQST. Let me go with the phase 3s. Vanda, I feel like we saw that one with Lilly. I think they already had that data. Again, the phase 1s are really risky because it's make or break it. And again, phase 3 is the best too, because at that point, if they fail, all that money's gone. And then if they do good, that means they're getting closer to monetization. You said cattle therapeutic. We saw cattle the other day. This one went crazy. So cattle, again, some of these already happened, and by the looks of it, I think some of these you're gonna watch these every single day. Outlook, I think they have one. I still have some of those. That's the one. So wet AMD. So that one, again, they have been pretty bad, but I actually like the drug because of how much it costs in the market. But if they don't get the approval, there's a lot of competition. Whoever gets the first wet AMD drug is going to make a killing. ADXS, again, that's phase 2 suicidal NRXP. What? I don't know. They're working on something for suicidality and akathisia. Novo has an obesity one. I don't know if we already had that. I'm going to scan through some of these. Ulcerative colitis. I don't know if this one already came out. That's another big one. Again, very common. A big addressable market. Tumors. That's phase 1. Did they already report? I hope 3. That sounds popular. I've heard something about that one. Bronchostatus. Again, muscular that's the Becker one. EWL, we already had that one. EWTX. Where is it? Leukemia. Oh, wow, they have one too? Duchenne muscular. Watch EWTX. They may have another drug. I didn't check the pipeline. Again, they're the ones that had the one 15 hours ago. They're already up like 20%. Again, Teva has one for Crohn's. That could be good. But again, Teva, Sanofi, they're already big companies, and it's a phase 2. This one, LIANY, that's another ulcerative colitis one, but they're smaller. Yeah, they look dead. So that one could probably be make or break. But again, look into some of these. If they have if they've been around for 10 years and have just done terrible, I would run far, far away from those. All right, man. So that being said, I am going to make you do the rest of this. Do you guys think you could handle this? Because I am only on page 11. So how is this going to work? Go through these tonight. And then tomorrow, while the market is open, I will go over the best ones that you guys find. And if you present me something, I will go over it. If you have nothing to present me, you will have to wait till somebody presents something. Or you click the third link in the description. So again, I've posted this all for you guys. It is right here on this Google Doc of the description of this video. So you have all of this info, and you let me know. It doesn't matter about 1 or 2 standard deviations. You want a drug with a good addressable market, something groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying? That is the most important. Like, really, that's why I like obesity drugs and what's the other one? There's another one very, very popular right now. Even then, I'll tell you this, like, dude, radiation. If people are getting hyped on the drones, but realistically, right now, the hottest in the game is diabetes drugs. Diabetes, Alzheimer's. What's the other one I'm thinking of? There's Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Those are the 3 things right there. That's the holy grail, the holy trinity of biotech right now. So we got the obesity drug, Eli Lilly, NVO, they became kings. Whoever gets the Parkinson's drug becomes the next king, and then whoever gets the Alzheimer's drug, they become the next king. And then even cancer, again, that's the, what's it called? Oh, why am I'm blanking on the name, the industry of what they call it, but that's like Pfizer and some of those names. But cancer is another huge one. I know a lot of you think, it's funny because I think a lot of you are like, they already have the cure to cancer. Yeah, oncology, thank you. They got the cure, but like I'm telling you, the rewards right now are very high. If you have a solid treatment or anything, I don't think anybody would miss out on that 10-year protection now, even before AI figures it out. Because I'm telling you, bro. So all of those are the big ones, but like I'm saying, depending on the drug and what it is, go through it. Phase 1 is more vulnerable. So is phase 3. PDUFAs, if it's a big drug or a big company, and then or if it gets a PDUFA for a big market and it's a small market cap company, sometimes the PDUFA will be worth more than the damn company, like we saw with Rita. So go to this list. It'll take you there. And like I'm saying, tomorrow I expect you to be able to tell me what stock you want me to go over, what phase it's in, and why. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why. So if you want me to go over a biotech play, I want you to come to me with something that I could, like, I want to know why. So if you bring up GSK, why? If you're telling me Bristol Myers top line, a Rise 3 trial, why? You need to tell me why, and I'll look over it. I'll check whatever. I'll back test it, and then we'll go from there. Does that sound like a deal? Yes? No? Does that sound good? So, on that note, is there any final questions? Again, I sold out of TNXP. You had profit. I sold out for like a $500 loss. Remember those? I doubled, tripled down after making it free. But then that one's going to have a biotech data. I'm kind of laughing at that now because that one might go crazy. We'll see. And then other than that, what else is there? I sold out the Robinhood place. My China gamble stock, Baidu and Baba. I have the OMH in the Duo, the ones I made free, if you remember those. But at this point, if Baidu, if that comes down, and Baba, if they keep underperforming, I'm just going to keep going on China. But I'm going to limit it in the long term, I don't want to go too crazy, but like I'm saying here, just this China liquidity, man. It's so funny how people are ignoring liquidity, and they're choosing the liquidity drives everything. Liquidity is how we got here. This stock market without the liquidity and everything else, man, we would be at like a whole nother level. And it's just so funny that, yeah, I do think China's society and economy is important, but it's quite humorous how many people are ignoring the massive liquidity tsunami that is about to happen in China. Now, it does insinuate things are bad, but it's already kind of been like that for a couple of years, so we'll see. Pfizer has Investor Day tomorrow? That'll be, well, they'll probably announce something then. Let me double check for you, and I could verify that right now. Oh, yeah, Win, bro. I like Win a lot. Dude, it's funny because I was only talking to you guys about Win on the long term, on like the short term, and homie today was like, are you buying Win for the long term? And I was like, no. And I was like, why would you say that? And then I looked at it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I might be down with Win. I like it because it gets both U.S. and China exposure. It's barely down on the year. I would like it at like $60. 60, 70, I think I would buy Win. It gets you both sides. You get the America, but then like casinos just don't do good. I was talking about it. I've never really seen like a good casino. That's just not something that I have seen. Where'd my chat go? I lost the chat. Oh, yeah, there it is. Am I willing to add more Pfizer? Yeah, I am. I would buy other things too, because again, just depends what you have. But if you have a lot of stuff locked down and you need dividend yield, that's the best one right now. 6% yield, high yield. Yeah, there's still downside, but you got a RFK discount amongst other things, and like I'm saying, you get everything else. It's a hotel play too, yeah, Win, but like I'm saying, just the casinos, they don't do good, but I like the idea. I'm saying I didn't really look at Win as a long-term play, but I use it. I've been to Win. I love it, and that's why I was like, damn, it's compelling. I will look at it. I like MPW if you have quality already. So, again, if you need dividend, MPW is a little more riskier than Pfizer. That's why I say Pfizer gets you a close enough yield to MPW, but you get the biotech upside, and, I mean, you still have downside, but I think it's limited. I still like MPW. I mean, let's just say by my next deposit, if bonds are stabilizing and Pfizer's up and China's up and I can't buy anything, I mean, why wouldn't I buy MPW? You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of other quality being out there. It's been one of our worst long-term plays, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not scared of it. Just like a lot of plays, yeah, they may underperform and all that, but when it's all said and done, with enough time, as long as they don't die, and then if we get an economic swing in our favor, I mean, there could be some good value. But like I'm saying, I posted it. Make sure you follow my Twitter, Real Cold News, man. There's 100 names on this SPY right now that are cheap, that are negative on the year. I could even update this. If you go to my Twitter, go to Real Cold News, and then go down to here. This picture, just go through it. There's 3 different pictures. These are all the names on the S&P that are negative on the year. So, like I'm saying, it's super, super easy. to find some good value out there. So that's why I'm saying like MPW, if you already bought good names and they're up, again, even like Pfizer, you know what I'm saying? Like if you already have good names, then yeah. But if you don't have like, if all you have is like random penny stocks or small growth and like you don't have a real long-term portfolio, I'm not starting with Pfizer. I'm not starting with MPW. I'm going for a S&P name that's down, but you know, a big part of the economy. Again, like Nike's a great one. I'm up on that, Will, by like 10%. Again, ALB, if you like materials, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Humana. Again, these are all great companies. Celanese even, Intel. So there's just so many names you could start with. Some are more riskier than not. So, yeah, and then that's the rest of my tweet. I made the video. I want to, you guys, I showed you how to use the video, but it's kind of awkward. We'll see. Yeah, UPS, that's another great one. So, yeah. But that being said, Chadadonia, I think that is all that we have here for the night. I love you all. I'm going to wrap it up there. I got to get going. Got to get some rest. But tomorrow, if you go through this list and you come to me with something on your plate, I would love to look more into it for you. And let's have some fun tomorrow. And then, again, I will probably have another watch list for Powell and then a workout video, and then we chill, baby. And then we chill. But thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful evening, baby. Remember, when you lay your head on the pillow, you blessed, okay? Just don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Just recognize the blessing. Be at peace this holiday. Dude, are you okay? And that's it. Don't take any pleasure in anybody else's pain, and just enjoy life, bro, and realize how beautiful it is, and you will only have blessings, okay? That's all I'm saying, bro. Get yourself in the mindset of it, baby. Just blessings. Actually, no, but you are blessed, though. What do you want me to say? You be sleeping in a pillow. You got a pillow, bro. They used to not sleep on pillows. But I love you, man. Finger to the sky. Don't ever forget why we here, baby. I will see you in the morning, God willing. And, Horda.